Please have Mr. Cuba, please. Mr. Kendrick Cuba. Thank you. Okay, we are on the record in State of Texas versus Kendrick Cuba, cause number CR 23-28815 and CR 24-28891. And sir, you are Mr. Kendrick Cuba.
Quick legal note here. When a defendant keeps demanding a new lawyer but the court has already ruled on it, doing it again only annoys the judge and makes them look uncooperative. What do you think? Should defendants be allowed to pick and choose public defenders like fast food orders? Or does it slow the system down?
To move forward with the pretrial. So just bear with us, but we're going to have you raise your hand to be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. You may put your hand down. All right. For the attorneys, this is our pretrial. We have several motions that have been filed. We're going to step through those. But first, is the state ready to move forward on the pretrial?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Wozniak.
Before we
go,
Mr. I tried to file her. I don't want her only as a trial attorney or nothing. If we're going to trial, I do not want her as my attorney.
So here's the key turning point. The judge is explaining exactly why this isn't a simple misdemeanor anymore. Prior convictions equals automatic enhancement. And the more priors you have, the worse it gets. That's why this case jumps from slap on the wrist territory to decades in prison range.
Just one moment. Let's go ahead and address the pretrial. Please listen to the motions and the things that we're addressing. Okay, from the state's perspective, I see motions filed on the 7th. Were there other motions that the state had filed earlier?
No, Your Honor, not that I do not believe so.
Okay. Now I'm going back and looking at some of the earlier filings. And I want to point out that on July 29th, Mr. Cuba filed his own motion to dismiss. Two things. One, there's no hybrid representation. And number two, the information that he has in this motion, unmute Mr. Cuba momentarily. Let me double check what Mr. Cuba has here.
A jury selection.
There will be a jury. Sir, there will be a jury selection on November 18, and you'll be here for that. But we're also bringing you in on November 6. We're going to have you reviewing all the videos on November 6 here at court. Okay.
What you fabricating?
And this right here is where the judge subtly reminds him, yes, you were evaluated. Yes, you're competent, which means you're responsible for everything you're doing right now. That's the courtroom equivalent of, you're not crazy. You're just making terrible choices.
10 years ago and recommended I do not recommend parole because I had a drug case, not an assault case, and you're putting all these charges, you steady putting me off. This is a Class A misdemeanor, and you're trying to do all these crazy enhancements from 25 to life on a Class A misdemeanor.
Okay, Mr. Cuba, first of all, I'm not that. Mr. Cuba, please listen. I've muted you. I am not that person's mother. I didn't do anything with contesting anything with parole. I don't know what you're talking about. If what you mean is the offense for which you were convicted affected your parole, that would be a different issue. And this court would have signed it. And yes, I am a judge who's previously handled your case.
Here comes the explosion. Every time the judge unmutes him, he treats it like an opportunity to launch a conspiracy theory monologue. And the sad part? Every outburst is just giving the court more justification to treat him as a high-risk, non-compliant defendant.
This so that Mr. Cuba can see the documents that we're talking about. And this is the state's motion in limine. And Mr. Hazelton, is there any reason to not take this up at the time of trial? Or do you have some? Okay. All right. Then we have also filed the state's request for disclosure of experts 20 days prior to the beginning of trial. Ms. Wozniak, any objection to this motion?
No, Your Honor.
All right. The next motion we have filed is a defendant's motion. And this is the defendant's motion, a formal motion for discovery. Ms. Wozniak, is there anything else you wanted to address on this filing?
No, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Hazelton, has the state provided the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor, we have complied with 3914, and I've provided everything. If anything is to come in, I will timely provide it over to Ms. Wozniak.
Okay. And then I'm just going to encourage the parties to make sure that also on that November 6th date, it's another opportunity for Mr. Cuba to get to see the information that the parties have, the state has, and has provided to the defense for discovery. All right. And then it's my understanding, based on the face of the indictment, he's not probation eligible. And so there is no application for probation. How many day trial does the state anticipate?
2 to 3, Judge.
All right. So we're looking at maybe Wednesday to Thursday.
Yes, Your Honor. I believe we could do it by Wednesday, but to be safe, Wednesday, Thursday, Judge. Yes.
All right. And Ms. Wozniak, is that consistent with your expectation?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Just one moment. Mr. Cuba, one moment. Let's get you unmuted. If we could have some assistance by the jail. I hope you've been following along and listening, Mr. Cuba.
Yes, can I ask for a bond reduction?
The court is not inclined to give you a bond. You had a failure to appear.
No, I'm not. I'm asking for a bond reduction. See, this is you're holding me in this jail so you can fuck over me. You're either gonna try to put me on the chain for somebody like you did before.
I've never been to jail, but I'm willing to bet that cussing out the judge is not the best way to get a bond reduction, especially when you don't actually even have a bond, which is what I like to call an infinite bond.
Okay.
Or,
Mr. Cuba.
Or you hold me in here so they can beat me up or molest me or poison me or do something to me.
No, sir.
So
No, sir.
I'm not asking for a pure bond. I'm asking for a bond reduction.
Okay. Mr. Cuba, I'm not setting a bond because you failed to appear to court. When you fail to appear, the court's not going to set you a bond anymore.
I didn't fail to. So let me ask you this, Ms. Blake. When was this actual court date? Can you tell me that?
Okay, Mr. Cuba, we have that other indictment. I'm happy to pull that up for you.
Or
But there
would
was a date certain.
would you please pull that up for me, please, ma'am?
Yeah, one moment. All right, so here's the indictment. And I'm also going to go to any other information that we have. Now, what you have to remember is, now listen, Mr. Cuba, your attorney is going to, Mr. Cuba, if you're not listening, you're not understanding what information I'm trying to share. Your attorney is going to show you what information that the state has or does not have. And we're actually going to also have you here on that November 6th date. So you'll be able to go over all of it. And then you'll know the strength or the weakness of the state's case. But this is the allegation that you failed to appear on November 9th.
So where's the date? Where's the date on here for me to appear in court?
Sure, sir. Let me show you these
Where's
dates.
the card number? Why is this filed 5 months later?
Mr. Cuba, if you'll look and see some of the documents in response to your questions, you received a PR bond. And then 5 months later, the state returned now look, the state returned the indictment in that assault case. And then we go on forward.
6 months later?
Okay, we go forward. Yeah, Mr. Cuba, if you're not going to listen, I'm going to have to mute you because I need to get you the information. Okay. Now, there was a bond that was set, and here's the bond violation report. And your attorney has this, and this is one she can give you a copy of. And you can disagree with the information, and we want you to have your position. The court's not trying to change your position. I'm only trying to show you the information. So when this case, let me go to the.
Why don't I have this document?
Sir, you're just bear with us. Your attorney has there's certain things she can give you and certain things she can't. And we're happy for all of those things to be, make sure we've gone over it one more time. Mr. Cuba, please. Now, when you received the PR bond from Judge Skotnick, he had various conditions, including reporting to bond supervision. So that was part of the expectation.
I don't have that document either.
All right. But now listen, the judge.
The document I have is the bond that they just gave me.
Okay. So the document you have is the bond they gave you, is what I heard you say. Now, I'm showing you the PR bond that you signed off on. And then there was a bond violation notice that went out, and the court signed that, and that was in October. Let me make it bigger so you can see it.
That's a whole different case, cause number. That's a whole different case of cause number one I got.
Yeah, well, sir, it's what they have. It's what they have in the system to track for someone else. For the bond. When I say someone else, I mean bond. When I say someone else, I mean bond supervision. I've muted you because I've got to get this out to you, sir, and you keep interrupting, and we want it to be on the record. Okay, so this was the information that the state had. Now, so you did not report to bond supervision is what they're showing. Okay, well, we'll make sure you have that copy, and then you are to be here for court. Now, your attorney will go over the information about whether or not you had notice. So here was the information that was sent to you at the address. That was the notice for you to be here. And then we're showing you didn't make it.
I don't know why they're punishing for not showing up to his hearing. He absolutely has a good explanation. He's been trying to get the manager of the 7-Eleven he's living in the dumpster behind to get that fucking Wi-Fi fixed for weeks. Also, he's way too far from the mesh system in that nearby apartment block.
And so the bailiff called your name on that day and you weren't here. Now, if your position is that you never received the notice, you need to make sure that you talk to your attorney. And your attorney has documents, and she's going to go over with you what she has, what the state's providing. Maybe the state can prove their case, maybe they cannot. But that's something that we're going to get resolved on that date certain. In fact, that November 18th date, we're only going to go on one of the cases, I presume, because they are not out of the same set of facts. Is that correct, Mr. Hazelton?
Yes, Your Honor, I believe so at this time, yes.
Yeah, because we can't do a failure to appear if we're doing the family violence assault.
Correct, Judge.
Okay. Now, if we're doing the family violence assault, excuse me, if we're doing the failure to appear, we do bring in the other felony to prove that it was a failure to appear felony level.
Yes, Your Honor, and I would anticipate maybe bringing it in. I could bring it in the assault as 404B, as sign of guilt and failed to appear, but that would be something I would provide notice to Ms. Wozniak prior to trial.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Cuba, these are all documents I want to make sure you're talking with Ms. Wozniak about so that you can see and understand what the state's saying. You can be a vociferous advocate for yourself. We want you to be, but I need you to understand what they have so that you're making, so that you're feeling more informed. Okay. All right. Now, for purposes of the pretrial, Ms. Wozniak, were you agreeable that a 2 to 3 day trial was what you were expecting?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Is there anything further from the state's perspective before we conclude our hearing today?
No, Your Honor.
And I think the state has already previously put on the record their final offer was 2.
Yes, Your Honor, we had previously mentioned that at the last hearing. Since that last hearing, me and Ms. Wozniak have tried to come to some kind of negotiations. I believe we're going to be too far off, but nothing's changed, Judge, no.
Okay, so the last and final offer was 2 years in each case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Wozniak, was that your understanding?
Yes, Judge.
All right. And so if I could have the assistance of the jail one more time, I want to make sure, well, Mr. Cuba's leaving. Wanted Mr. Cuba yeah, Mr. Cuba, go ahead and unmute. Mr. Cuba? Yeah, Mr. Cuba, you heard the state's final offer, and it's my understanding you do not want 2 years in either case. Is that correct?
What do you mean, what case? Either case or the only one case? Am I correct?
I'm not sure what you're, ask that question again, sir. I didn't understand.
If I'm not correct, there's only one case. I'll accept 2 years probation, yes.
I'm sure you'll accept an ice cream cone with 2 scoops of shit, but the state isn't offering fudge-covered fudge, nor are they offering 2 years probation. What they are offering is 2 years in prison per charge for a total of 4 years in prison. Accept that, or go to trial and face 2 to 10 years per charge.
Well, they're not saying 2 years probation, they're saying 2 years time. And they're saying, okay, and we'll have the record reflect he's walking out. So he understands that it's 2 years time and he wants probation. Okay, I couldn't hear you. Yeah, sir, I can't hear you. Yeah. Sit down and speak. Sit down and speak, sir, if you want to be heard. But
Well, out of this jailhouse, I don't want to sit here. Send me to another county to where I feel safe. I feel like my life is in danger at this jail, and y'all are trying to hold me here so they can do something to me at this jail with your people under this Peckerwood patch, this ABAC, this white knight patch y'all got going on.
okay, so you understand that the state's
Hey, you gave me 10 years. You're still trying to give me some time. This is a class A misdemeanor. Time served right now, so I'll not come back to Fannin County ever again. I promise you.
yeah, Mr. Cuba, Mr. Cuba,
I promise you, Ms. Blake, if you do that for me, I'll never return to Fannin County again, ever. I promise.
Mr. Cuba,
I beg you,
the state's
I beg you to please give me 5 years probation. Let me exit Fannin County right now. I'll never return ever again, ever. I'll take 10 years. I'll take 10 years
Mr.
right now. I'll take 10 years probation and leave Fannin County right now.
Mr. Cuba, the court.
10 years probation right now to leave Fannin County and never return again.
The offer is to leave the county and never come back. Well, tell you what, I've got an inside scoop. I heard they're giving free flights to El Salvador. No, I thought it would be funny. I didn't understand it was such a big deal. All right, so that's the end of the video. Skeptic has informed me that there is no additional hearing, so chances are he accepted his plea deal and is serving out his 4 years in prison. Skeptic and I will both be reading the comments of this video, but in case you didn't know, he just had his first grandchild, so congratulate him in the comments and call him Grandpa Skeptic because he loves it so much. And if you liked the video, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, hit the dislike button. Make sure to comment below and subscribe with notifications so you don't miss any of Skeptic's content. Oh, and feel free to subscribe to me, Beaver Zero, while you're at it. I'm Beaver Zero, and I'm out.